I can't listen to Durianrider because he sounds a bit crazy. He wears a funny hat. Man, the amount of people that suffer out there, they suffer because the package isn't, the ingredients isn't right for them or whatever, and it's not presented the way they need to be presented. Put your ego in your pocket. Take fucking action, man. Tasha's sleeping. So this is a Hadrin, Thailand. The video today. Just check this out. This is purslane, very very high in omega-3s DHA. This is Hadrin Beach here in Koh Phangan. This is where I'm living. The question of the video today is: you live in beachfront? You live in beachfront? That's an inside joke. Sprite life. We've got a can of Sprite here. We're going to do a video about that. Basically, why do you fall asleep when you have carbohydrates? A carbohydrate's working for you hard. I've got carb intolerance. My naturopath, homeopath, psychopath said when I have carbs, I like fall asleep. And it's like, we've got a runner here. We'll take some form. And I'm like, really? So, because you fall asleep after carbs, it means carbs don't work for you? When Natasha sucks me to sleep, does that mean sucking for me doesn't work for me? I don't know about that. It's like, so yeah. It's good to see. Open mouth, slightly open mouth, that's good. That's good to see. A lot of runners run with a mouth closed, and it's like, man, why are you making it so hard for yourself? You can't burn fat, as much fat as if your mouth's closed, you can't burn much fat. All right, so always keep your mouth open. It takes 3 kilos of oxygen to burn 1 kilo of fat. All right, you learn a lot in these videos. 3 kilos of oxygen to burn 1 kilo of fat. You're tired after some carbohydrates. You're tired after sex. It means sex doesn't. If you fall asleep from an amazing deep throat to swallow, it means that you should be doing that. It means you're oral sex intolerant. If your husband or boyfriend gives you a really strong orgasm and you fall asleep, that means you're orgasm intolerant. You shouldn't be doing orgasms. You shouldn't be having sex. If you have carbohydrates and fall asleep afterwards, you're carb intolerant. You shouldn't be having carbs. Where the fuck is the logic in that? Let's explain the science. What's going on there? Most people today, like this is Sprite. This is one of the old cans of Sprite. It has less sugar than the 2015 Sprite, 2016 Sprite. This is 2017 Sprite. And it has now the 2019 Sprite has even less sugar. It's got sucralose in there. So society is consuming less carbohydrates in general, especially here in Thailand. And it's not hard to see slim people, but I think it's a bit harder. Definitely, I should say, it's easier to find fat people in Thailand now, Thai nationals who are overweight, because they're jumping on this low carb thing. They're like, oh, you're healthy fats. And the more money you have in Thailand, the more you'll eat more Western stuff, which is higher in fat. Traditionally speaking, Thailand had the sweetest drinks in the world, from what I'm told. And from tasting them, they're incredibly sweet. They used to be, like, incredible. I remember Freely back in 2015, 2014, 2015 it was. I had a can of drink, I said, drink this, and she's like, I didn't tell her, she's like, wow, fuck, did you put sugar in this? It was like blew her head at how sweet they were, and that's coming from Australia. Our drinks aren't that sweet. Our drinks taste fucking like dishwater. And I went to the US, and I was so excited in the US in 2016. I was, I'm gonna have some Sprite over there, and I tasted it, and I literally poured it in the garden for the ants, because it tasted like dishwashing detergent. It tasted hideous. So this is the last generation of Thai Sprite that's drinkable. And even then, I just had nothing else in the hotel room, and the fruit market's closed this morning, so fruit in a can. Oh, my brain cells there. Happy dance inside. Sugar to the brain. Life is good. Little dopamine release, little serotonin release. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Sugar is good, alright? That's why fruit is sweet. That's why human mother breast milk is sweet. Fruit's our most biological design food. Sweet potatoes, sweet things. Oh my God, can you imagine a life without carbs? Fuck that. It's like a life without beach or a life without oral sex. Who wants that? Not me. You can have that if you want. You can live in a concrete jungle, no good sex, no all cold, shitty weather with working with fuckwits and a low carb diet and caffeine blues. You can do that. I ain't doing that. Oh. Yeah. Excuse me for a second. Oh. Beautiful. Anyway, so what happens is people they skip breakfast. Because what's the trend right now? Intermittent fasting. Let's skip breakfast. Let's skip breakfast. Breakfast isn't good for you. You want to deprive yourself of food. Food's the enemy. So eat less food. You know, even these plant-based doctors, Dr. Greger, eat less, don't eat too much, eat plants, move more. And that's why their wives are always out of shape. So how come none of these people are in shape, you know? How come none of them are in shape? How come none of them are like sprinting past me? And then we're similar ages, a lot of these people, you know? Well, where's the conditioning? Where is it? Fucking hell. Anyway, so food's the enemy. We've confirmed that in society. The news confirm it. People are eating too much, too many calories, calories in, calories out. Food's the enemy. Let's go to war. Have your Japanese soldier hat on. We're going to war. We're against food. Fucking it. Let's go war against fat, not food. And anyway, so people skip breakfast. That's the trend. Have some bulletproof coffee. Put a stick of butter in your coffee. Don't eat any food. Just have coffee and butter, oil, and coffee, which is a caffeine, which is a chemical, which is a neurotoxic chemical. Sugar's a nutrient. Caffeine is a drug. It's a chemical. It's a neurotoxin. Highly addictive. You know? Oh, sugar's addictive too. So is oxygen. Alright? It's not addictive, bro. It's like, it's performance enabling. You need... The cells don't run on caffeine. Name one cell in the human body that runs on caffeine. Name one cell in the body that doesn't run on sugar. Okay? So all these people who said, oh, sugar's a drug. I've lost them. Oh, fruit's good. I think fruit's good. The TV said fruit's okay. Dr. Greger said fruit's okay because it's got fiber in it, Harley. You're saying sugar's a nutrient. Oh, my brain's overloaded. I don't know. Glucose, fructose. Look them up. It's a nutrient. Okay? I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm just trying to get through to people because it's a bit frustrating over here. It's a bit frustrating in paradise when so many people out there are suffering from ignorance. Fuck. I remember Tori being at the top of Mount Lofty one time, laying on the ground, totally glucose exhausted, because she thought sugar was bad. And I got her a drink, the juice, poured sugar in it. I said, drink this. She said, oh no, it's got sugar. Oh, no, I want fruit, like Whole Foods. No. I said, drink this, Tori, you're not getting off the mountain. You're going to be like, metabolism's slow. Do you want a fast metabolism like me? Or you want a slow metabolism like the fat person over there? And so she drank it, and the rest is history. Sugar up, my friends. So anyway, so why do people fall asleep? 7 minutes into the fucking video, I haven't answered the question. People skip breakfast. Alright, then the body's going into like, you know, adrenal, cortisol, like, okay, we're no food here, you know. And so then you finally have some carbohydrates at 9 or 12, noon or whatever. And maybe even fucking 4 p.m. for some people. They fast that long. Coffee, stim. And so the glycogen levels are really running off. The mood's dropping, they're getting hangry. They have some carbohydrates. And the body's like, yes, carbohydrates, great. We have to store these really quickly now, the muscle glycogen, because, you know, we're in a food shortage situation. Let's slow down the metabolic rate. Let's put you to sleep. And let's get that glycogen going on. So it puts all its efforts into getting that neuro relaxation, just that nervous system switching down to put all the energy into storing those carbohydrates in the muscle glycogen. So I would dare say that your glycogen synthesis would be at a higher rate when you are like knocked out, you know, after a meal, which is good. Another thing as well, so that's the first reason people who skip breakfast, they wait too long, get too hungry, then they eat the carbs, and the body's like, all right, great, but we're going to go put you to sleep because, you know, we need to recharge. You know, we need to recharge. It's like when your phone's ran down to 10%, it's like, okay, we need to really recharge now. Shut down all the apps. So you've waited too long. That's the first reason why people get tired after carbs. You waited too long to eat. I always have something within 10 minutes getting out of bed, 20 minutes I get, always. Second reason is not enough water. Not enough water. And I've had no caffeine today, there's no stims in my system. Like, this is just natural sugar, hydration, electro-brain chemistry going on here. Second reason is not enough water. Alright, so they have the carbohydrates and you need, you know, 3 grams of water to store 1 gram of muscle glycogen. Alright, muscle glycogen, and that's in the muscles there, that's the muscle glycogen. Gives you the tone, gives you, you know, some tone in your muscles, the muscle glycogen. That's why bodybuilders always carb up before a bodybuilding show, because otherwise their muscles look flat. They look flat and dehydrated. That's why you always want to have water with your carbs or high water content meals. And so then you've got enough water in your system that your body can properly store the carbohydrate. Otherwise, it's just you're gonna go to sleep probably. You're gonna be dry. When your body has lowered blood volume, it just drops you. You fall asleep, you get really sleepy. You're not off. You know? That's why if you're ever tired during the day, never reach for caffeine if you're tired. Never have caffeine if you're tired. Never have any stims if you're tired. Reach for water. Drink a little water. Reach for some sugar, some fruit. Put some sugar in the water. Fruit ideally. Make a fruit smoothie. You get really hydrated up and have a little nap if you need to. And never feel guilty for drinking water. Never feel guilty for eating sweet. Never feel guilty for getting a little nap. You know, nurture yourself. You know, we live in a society that, you know, teaches us to be martyrs against our body. You know, just push it, scream it, fuck it, yeah, take this, do that, surgery, steroids, just all this, just to push our body even harder and harder and harder. And when do we actually get time to nurture ourselves? When we go to the mental hospital and they put us in a straitjacket? You know, it's like, for a lot of people out there, the only time they're going to get rest is when they end up in hospital. You know, that's the reality for a lot of people out there. The only time they're going to get rest and responsibilities taken off them is when they're admitted to hospital from a mental breakdown or some sort of physical ailment that happened because their dietary and lifestyle, you know, habits destroyed what health they had, so they end up in hospital. So don't be that person who finally has a bit of recovery when they end up in hospital. That ain't what you want. Or the over-exercised athlete, cyclist or runner who's finally having a break because they broke their pelvis from a crash or they broke their foot metatarsal joints from running too much. You know, and now they're running in a boot. You see it all the time. You see those skinny women and guys running, mostly women. They're in boots. You know, like that big moon boot on their leg. And they just still like hobbling along. Oh, I've got to keep. I'm gonna get flat. And it's like, fucking hell, man. Like, just chill for a bit, man. Just like, it's okay to have some off season. But hey, if we don't listen to our body eventually will scream at us and stop us. So we have to listen, you know. So we have to take heed on the warnings. So there you go. And that's the third one. The third reason why you might fall asleep without the carbohydrate is not enough sleep. Most people go to bed so late. We're like on our phones in our bed. We're like drinking Coke and coffee at night time. Like, oh, what's an Instagram? Scroll. And this phone is a massive, you know, stimulant. The blue light, just that entertainment. What's next? Drama, sex, like sports, like entertainment. Oh, that's funny. Memes. All this shit's just like bing, 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 bing. Our brain just lights up. That's what I use in the morning to wake up. I don't use caffeine. I never use caffeine to wake up. I just jump on my internet, look at my emails, I start work. I start work 4, 5, 6, 7 a.m. every day. That's when I turn my phone on is when I start work. So, and I'm working from bed, you know, and that's really cool. So it wakes me up really quickly. And that's why at night time, I generally have a rule, I don't always abide by it, but 9 p.m, 8 p.m, switch off the phone, switch off the internet, switch off electricity, and just talk and relax and chill. You know, have sex, whatever, just relax, massage time. The daily reflection time, let's talk about the day. What do we like, what do we learn, things like that. Otherwise, it's like, you can't get sleep. And then you have carbohydrates next day, and your body's like, okay, we need nerve energy to process this is good, but because you didn't give us enough sleep and rest, we're going to have a little siesta afterwards. And that's fine. But if let's say you want to avoid that, because what if you're like a long haul trucker and you got to like stay carved up and you got to stay awake and you don't want to be running on methamphetamines and stuff like the other truckers are, so you're like, well, how do I do that? You want to be going to bed early, you want to be drinking enough water so you're pissing clear every 2 to 3 hours, and you want to avoid being hungry. This is my personal life foundation. Everything's based on this. Is I never ever let myself get hungry. I always grab some carbs, be it, this morning I'm like, where's my tropical fruit? I'm in paradise, I want tropical fruit. Okay, the shop's shut. I can wait and be hungry and unproductive and then have my fruit at like 10 a.m. or whatever. And meanwhile, that's 3 hours, 4 hours without food. Fuck that. I ain't getting hungry, man. So crack open the Sprite, crack open some fruit juice. So I never let myself get hungry with carbohydrates. I also limit my fat intake as well, because I enjoy having high levels of insulin sensitivity. I don't like insulin resistance, so I limit my fat intake. Another one is I go to bed, I'll get the rest when I need it, and ideally I'll go to bed early. You know? As I get older, I find I can do with a lot less sleep, for sure. You know, just my life's very, very easy. It's easy in that I really understand how to roll with it. You know, I don't get stressed much anymore. It's like, you know, life's very, very good for me, so I can get a lot less sleep. Natasha though, she needs to go to bed a lot early. She's like half my age. She's only 21. She's fresh out of high school. She's still catching up from high school sleep deprivation. So, you know, she needs a lot more sleep than I do to function optimum. And lastly, yeah, so that's it. Sleep, water, sugar. You know, always drink enough water, so I'm pissing every 2 or 3 hours, man. And people are like, oh, I work at a job, I can't do that. And it's like, if you can't go to the toilet when your body wants you to go to the toilet because you're worried about your boss, my friend, you work in a sweatshop regime. And I think you should get out of that. I think you should downsize your life so you don't have to work in the job that doesn't respect human health. You know, I would rather be dead broke, living on the beaches in Thailand, than having and pissing whenever I want, sleeping whenever I want, eating whenever I want, rather than being in Australia or elsewhere, forced in some sort of labour camp. That's what it is. It's a fucking labour camp. Oh, you go to the toilet again? What? No. I remember I worked in a shoe store, and the boss one time was like, "Oh, how do you go to the toilet again?" And I'm like, well, the guys who smoke cigarettes can get a smoko break whenever they want. Why can't I go to the toilet? It's like, oh. And I said, look, I said, Mike, his name was Mike. Of course his name was Mike. I said, who's the best seller here? You know, I said it with like, a bit of like, you know, like sense of humor. So who's the best seller here? He goes, well, you are, Harley. And I'm like, the reason I sell so many pairs of shoes is I'm never hungry and I'm never thirsty, all right? And that requires me to go to the toilet more, at peak. You know, I'm performing like a peak F1 salesperson here, and that's my secret. And he goes, well, you are the best seller I've ever known, and I've been working in retail for like 40 odd years. The dude's about 60 or something. And so I was like, well, that's the secret. You know, I know my product, I love it, and I'm always carved up hydrated. This is back in 2001. This is even before I was vegan. You know, just a few months before I was vegan. But I really understood carbohydrates and water back then. And so I was like, okay, cool. So I explained it to him with a sense of humor and honestly and with assertiveness. He's like, okay. So that's the deal. And I worked in there and I go to the toilet whenever I want. It wasn't stress. If you have to stress to go to the toilet, man, that's not a job, man. You're in prison. You're in fucking prison, man. And I reckon prisoners in the Australian system would have more freedom than you to go to the bathroom. So that's the deal. That's the truth. The carbs. Do you have carb intolerance? How do you know if you have carb intolerance? You don't have carb intolerance. You're just not eating enough carbohydrates when you need to early in the morning. Not getting enough sleep, which is most people, and not drinking enough water, which takes a lot of discipline. You drink enough water when your urine is clear. Just start the day with a litre of water. That's a great habit to get into. Start the day with a litre of water. It's going to increase your blood plasma. It's going to increase your metabolism. It's going to increase your muscle glycogen, your everything, your immune system, your function, everything. Just look at the benefits of drinking water. There's unlimited ones. Better skin. If you're a guy, you're going to have harder erections because you've got more blood volume. When you're dehydrated, little rod turns into like a little Frankfurter almost, doesn't it? When you're hydrated up, you have your maximum girth, maximum length and hardness and function and seminal volume. You know, I like those things. I could be totally alone on this, but I love having my girl, fully satisfied. And girls love a hard banana. There's no doubt about it. Women treat you differently when your D game is on point for them. Yeah? Some women like different things, but they treat you totally differently, man. When you give a woman good D game, she's like, holy shit, who is this dude? You know what I mean? They grab on hard. Pun intended. So, and that comes from water and carbohydrates, man. You know what I mean? It's like, fucking hell. I see all these people out there shooting up tea and stuff, and it's like, what's the point of doing that if you're not going to be hydrated and carbed up? It's like, and nothing going to work that as well, man, down there. You know what I mean? Optimize stuff, guys. Optimize stuff. Same with women as well. How are you going to get all lubed up and wet if you're like dehydrated, hangry and cranky? You know? And women... Oh, anyway, that's another video. That's another video entirely. Thanks for the support. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you found it a total waste of time, give it a thumbs down. But there's no one on the internet that's giving this advice, and that's not me being arrogant, that's just me being honest and truthful. People don't even know this stuff, or they don't give a fuck to tell, or they don't want to share this stuff because they don't want their secrets out. Me, I'm easy, man. I'm the sharing camera sort of dude. No, double face. No, because I'm going to bite your balls off. You can film me on camera again. I think shit's about to get real here. That's the deal, man. Put down the stims. This is closing thoughts. This is what's taught me so much in life, was doing no stimulants for fucking years and years and years. And then you had to build the emotional muscle and the physical strategy of hydration, carbohydrate, sleep and rest. People just rely on stims. I'm tired, Red Bull. I'm tired, modafinil. I'm tired, Ritalin. I can't focus, Adderall. Get the sleep, water, sugar. Oh, well, I don't want to go away. Do I look fucking fat to you? Does Natasha look fat to you? Does any of my girlfriends long term look fat to you? Alright, so I give the best advice out there, man. There's not a better trainer in the world out there. All these fake natty fucks who don't even have lean partners, or they're doing some fast all the time or whatever. That's not health, man. That's scamming people. Alright? If you want to be scammed and misled, follow them. If you want the real results that I get and have and openly can get for anyone, this shit works. Follow that. And only follow this. Just, if you want to go over the mountain here, don't get distracted about what's out there. Other than the cloud. Oh, there's a cloud over there. No. Focus on the fucking summit right there. If you can get to the summit, man, go fucking straight up that motherfucker. Don't go looking at the clouds and shit. Oh, but the guy on the internet said carbs are bad. Focus. Focus. And stay true to the fucking path, man. Alright? Don't get distracted out there. Internet's a wild place. Look at the lifestyle I'm living. Look at the lifestyle I'm living. 42. Oh, there's Natasha there. You know what I mean? Natasha could be world-class. She's a world-class model. She could be a Victoria's Secret headliner. I'm living the dream life, guys. I'm living the fucking dream life. You fucking better know it, mate. And even more importantly, ain't about looks. I just thought about that. It's a bit shallow, didn't it? Compatibility. Natasha's like a mini-me version of me, which is fucking awesome because you don't have to explain stuff like for 10 times in a row. She just gets it. She gets it. Pun intended.